Alright, this video is going to cover some multi-step problems with multiplication and division. And we'll even discuss the role of that parentheses play in an equation. Here are some vocabulary words that you may hear. Go ahead and pause the video to make sure that you're familiar with them. Here's our first problem. Coach Thomas ordered 4 boxes of golf balls. There are 48 golf balls in each box. When the golf balls arrived, they were placed equally into 3 containers. Write an equation to find T, the number of golf balls in each container. So, they want us to write an equation, T, and find T, the number of golf balls in each equation. So we're going to reread and fill in our details. So we're talking about Coach T and some golf balls, and there's 4 boxes of golf balls with 48 in each box. And that's not too difficult to draw, so I don't need to draw my ellipses. Here's my 4 boxes of golf balls with 48 in each. Okay. And here's where they get tricky. Then they put the golf balls equally into 3 boxes, or into 3 containers rather. So, different color and everything. There's our 3 containers. We're going to take all of these golf balls, which is 48 times 4 worth. Okay, and then we're going to divide them into these 3 containers to figure out our total. Okay, so just so that way I'm thorough, here, let me go ahead and write this out for you. In the first part, we know our groups, we know our each, we're looking for our total. Remember that groups times each equals total. And then down here at the bottom, we don't know necessarily the exact value of our total, but we still know what our total is. We will figure it out. So, but what we're actually looking for, where our question mark is our each. So total divided by groups equals each. And then we'll write the other one just to be thorough again. Total divided by each equals groups. So how in the world do we write this equation? Well, looking at our details section, we're first going to multiply. We're going to go ahead and write that down. 48 times 4. Okay, and then the second thing that we're going to do is then we're going to divide by 3. Divided by 3 equals T. And just so that we write it the other way, just in case they write it, the test writers think that they're sneaky. 48 divided by, 48 times 4 divided by 3. Okay. And then how did we solve this problem? Well, we multiplied 4 by 48, and then we divided by 3. Now let's take a look at another problem. We've got Myra. And Myra bought 3 packages of frozen cookie dough. Each package made 24 cookies. Myra placed all the baked cookies on a serving tray. Her dog jumped up on the kitchen counter and knocked 7 of the cookies to the floor. Write an equation to find B, the number of cookies that remained on the tray. Okay, so what they want us to do is to write an equation to find B, why B, I'm not sure, the number of cookies that remained on the tray. So we're going to reread our problem, fill in our details section. So there's Myra with her cookies, and there's 3 packages, each with 24 cookies. Three packages, each with 24 cookies. Then her dog knocks 7 of them off. So I'm going to, right here with this 24, put a little 7, circle it, and show that it needs to come out. Okay, we don't want to eat cookies that dogs knock on the floor. And we want to know how many cookies are left. So we can do this. Again, let me go ahead and write our get chart. Remember, G times E equals T. T divided by E equals G. And T divided by G equals E. And so what we're looking for is our total. It's on the edge of the smartboard, so didn't want to circle it. All right, and so let's take a look at what our equation looks like. So first thing that we would do is we would multiply 24 times 3, and then we need to take away those 7 that fell on the floor. And that'll give us B, the number of cookies that are left. And of course we're going to flip it around. B equals 24 times 3 minus 7. Okay. How do we solve this problem? Well, we subtracted 7 from the product of 24 and 3. So again, we're saying that we're multiplying 24 times 3 first, and then we're taking away 7. Last problem. Let me introduce you to parentheses. Now it's important to note a few things. First, you do whatever math is inside the parentheses. Do math inside parentheses. That's those. Okay? Yes, this is your new rule, and it will forever change the way you do math. Okay? Second, actually I'll use a different color here. Second, you complete any multiplication or division that you have in the equation. So now you do, after you do the parentheses, whatever's in parentheses, that comes first. Bottom line. The second thing you do is now you do multiplication or division, and whatever it comes to, from left to right. What I mean is, as you're reading your equation, you start over here and you read all the way on, looking at every operation you do. And when you come to a multiplying, then you multiply the whatever it's saying. Or when you come to the division, you do the division. Don't worry about adding and subtracting. That's actually number 3. So the first thing you're doing is you're doing the parentheses. The second thing you're doing is multiplying or dividing. The last thing that you do, the very last thing that you do, is you complete any addition or subtraction. So you do the subtraction or the addition. Again, from left to right. Okay? So after we've done all the after we've done the parentheses, then we've done all the multiplying or dividing, then and only then do we do addition and subtraction. It makes a difference. So to recap, we do our parentheses first, then a multiplication and division, and finally addition and subtraction. This is the way that people actually read equations. Okay? So there's actually more rules, but these are the 3 that we're going to stick with for now. Now let's put into some action. Let's take a look at our problem. Morgan bought 2 erasers for 3 cents each. Uh-oh. My notes messed up. Okay. Morgan bought 2 erasers for 3 cents each and 3 pencils for 4 cents each. Which equation can be used to find T, the total amount of money Morgan spent? So we're going to write an equation for T, the total money spent. Now we're going to reread to fill in our details. So M has erasers and pencils, and there's 2 erasers for 3 cents each. 2 erasers for 3 cents each. And then there are 3 pencils for 4 cents each. Okay, 3 pencils for 4 cents each. And what I want to know is what the total is. Okay? So I normally write it on the right-hand side, but I'm out of room, so I'll do it on the left-hand side this time. Total each groups, total each groups. In both of these, we need the total, and we need to bring those two totals together. So groups times each equals total. And I'm just going to stop with that one. You've seen me write the other ones over and over again. That's just the one that we need. Excuse me. So we're going to multiply to find the total cost of erasers, and then we're going to multiply to find the total cost of pencils. We can't multiply all the numbers together because we don't have that many equal sets. I only have 2 equal sets of erasers and 3 different equal sets of pencils. Does that make sense? At no point are my two sets equal to each other, because in my erasers I've got 2 3s. In my pencils I have 3 4s. I can't multiply all of those together. That doesn't work that way. So when I'm looking for the total, however, which means that I'm going to add the 2 products together. Now I'm going to use my answer choices to help me out. So am I doing 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 4 and then multiplying them together? No, that doesn't make sense. Am I doing 2 times 3? Yes, I am. Am I doing 3 times 4? Yes, I am. But I don't multiply those together. Okay, and then this is the same as the first one. We're not adding those two, but we are adding the 2 products together. And finally, our last option is D. Okay, and looking at that, I want to go back and add a couple of notes to our unit bar here. So right here is going to be 2 times 3. And right here is going to be 3 times 4. And I'm going to add those 2 products together. Let's take a look at how we did it. So first I found the product of 2 and 3. Then I found the product of 3 and 4. And finally I found the sum of the products. And I wrote an equation. This was a long video, and I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to make sure that I got it all in there. So go back and rewatch this a couple of times to make sure that you understand it all. Also remember, if you have any questions, please write it down on your whisk and bring it to me.